Hi guys, my name is Mitzi. I'm 31 years old and I'm the primary caregiver to my father who has ALS. ALS stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. For those who aren't aware, it's a disease that causes degeneration of the muscles due to their inability to speak to the brain, thereby causing the patient to become paralyzed and basically a prisoner in their own body by the end of their life. It is terminal, there is no cure, and unfortunately, my father has it. I've been his caregiver now for about almost 7 years. He's been diagnosed for about 3, and it's been tough. Though I do have 3 sisters, and they do definitely do their part, a lot of the burden does fall on my shoulders, and that's actually enabled me to learn a lot about myself as well as a lot about my dad. I've experienced a lot of ups and a lot of downs during this journey, including gaining about 40 pounds, losing the 40 pounds, learning to take time for myself, learning how to alleviate depression, how to come out of a burnout, how to balance a lot of areas of my life. I did go on sick leave from a job for about 2.5 months. I've been to therapy. I do the yoga, I do the self-care, and I think that the biggest transformative thing for me throughout this whole ordeal was the fact that I wrote a book. Going through this experience actually taught me how important self-care is and continues to be, not just for caregivers, but for anyone. Anyone who cares for someone else has to take care of themselves first. And in learning that, I decided to write a guide. It's called Thrive Through Self-Care. I published it about 1.5 years ago, and it's absolutely my biggest accomplishment to date. I think that if I wasn't a caregiver, I never would have written that book. The book, though I wrote the whole thing, was absolutely a collaborative effort. I had my yoga teacher contribute the yoga sequence. I had my old art teacher from high school contribute the coloring page. I had input from my massage therapist. I had friends and family edit the book. Friends took the pictures, offered their space. It was incredible. The project brought so many of us together, but I feel that it also brought a gift to everyone that was able to read it. And my caregiving journey basically was able to transform the lives of everyone around me because of this project that was sparked one day on the couch at my dad's house while he was sleeping, and I was waiting for him to decide it was okay to go to the hospital, to the emergency room. He was having some problems that day. I do think that I would make a great keynote speaker for the caregiving conference because not only am I a caregiver, so I am in this realm that is being covered throughout the entire conference, but I've also experienced that transformation and helped others experience it as well in the caregiving journey and outside of it. I have so much insight to offer as an author, a personal trainer, a yoga teacher, as a self-care advocate, as someone who's been through a hell of a lot in her 31 years on this planet. Not only is my dad sick, I lost my mom almost 10 years ago to cancer, and I was not her caregiver at all. I was her daughter, and I visited, and I spent time with her, and I helped her here and there. My dad is actually the one that took care of her the most. He was a million times better than any nurse that came to the house, than anyone who ever cared for her. He learned to do everything on his own. And that's part of what makes me feel so honored to take care of him, because it's, in a way, I'm giving back to him for what he did for her, and also for raising us and taking care of us, me and my sisters. To recap, I basically feel like it's my duty to share what I've gone through, how I've dealt with it, and everything that I've learned along the way in order to help other people who are going through the same thing. Giving them a way to feel less isolated. It helps me feel less isolated. And if I could change just one person's life, that's all that matters to me. That my hardships are able to be put to good use and can actually do some good in this world. That's why I think you should choose me as your keynote speaker. Hoping to hear from you soon.